Hi everybody, I'm Dominic from SBDIY.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get rid of and replace one of these old nasty thermostats. I mean, they worked a long time back in their day, but what they're really doing is costing you a lot of money. Yeah, it does its job. It turns the heat on and off or your air conditioning, but it just costs you a lot of money. What we're going to do is replace it with one of these programmable ones. And not only is it programmable, it's electronic. So what it really means is once the temperature reaches, say you set the thermostat at 69 degrees, well, it's going to turn the heat on or off based on that number that you have it set at. These old type of thermostats uses a mercury switch, which I'll show you in a second, which although you'll set it at say 69 degrees, well, that heat can get up to or low as 65 degrees and then keep the heat on, keep it on, and then once it gets to about 73, then the mercury will switch back over and turn it off. They're just not the way to go anymore. Let me take it apart and I'll show you how to replace it. Alright, here's our old antique thermostat. Now, although they may look similar, but a lot of different brands. This one is a Honeywell. Usually just a cover will just fall right off of it, get rid of that. And there's a couple screws. Now, if you look carefully, you'll see some screws that are for the wires. Now, this is going on a block wall. Yours, I'm sure, is nice sheetrock and all that good stuff. This is just an old building. A couple of screws you don't want to touch are the ones for the wires. You can pretty much clearly see them. But again, we're not going to get too crazy involved in that because they're all different. But we have a couple of screws that are holding this on the wall. I'm just going to go and unscrew it and just get rid of it. One thing you want to do and make sure is that you actually turn your heat off. Because the wire here is actually has power, and you don't want to do something that's going to screw that up. So just turn the heat off for that. It's a few minutes going to take it. All right. Turn it off. All right. Well, I pulled the thermostat off. Now we're left with the plate that's on the wall. That's normally where the wires join up to. This one here is just laying here. It's only a two-wire heating thermostat system, which basically is telling me that it's just for heat. It's not going to be for air conditioning as well. Air conditioning normally have 4 wires, some 3, some 5. I mean, it's all different. So, but this one here is just for heat. Okay. And again, you have a red wire and a white wire, which is pretty typical. It can be any color. It doesn't matter, but it just does matter that they are going to do the right thing. And here's our 2 wires. But again, these have power. Now, the heating system and ours are here still on. It's not enough to shock you, as you can see, and they are on. Now, just a quick little extra here so you understand how a thermostat actually works. What a thermostat's doing is it's just a switch. Everything in the thermostat itself is what the temperature is. As the temperature goes up, the thermostat itself is detecting that until it gets right to where you have it set at, and then it's going to do what you want to do, either go on or go off, wherever it may be. So it's just a switch. It's like a regular light switch for your light. It's the same exact thing. It's going to make contact and break contact. Make contact and break it. So if it's making contact, that's turning the system on. If it's disconnecting it, oh, there goes my phone, then it's going to turn the system off. All right? Alright, here's our thermostat that I picked out for this old building. It just happens to be my building and I'm cheap. Now we're going to talk about this. But it's a 1 week, so I can program it for a week. And of course that week starts back over the following week. Electronic thermostat made by Honeywell. It's a good brand. This is in Home Depot. Was under $20, believe it or not. But how much money it's going to save me for this building? It's going to be a lot more. Now, when you go to the store, you're going to see these things for a lot more money. You're going to see them for like $100+. Let me tell you, in my bedroom, I have one that was all touch screen that cost me over $100, and I have the ones downstairs in my house that cost me like $35 10 years ago. They're all the same. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. All right, but electronic programmable thermostats definitely the way to go. All right. Well, whoa, check this out. Paperwork. Do we need it or not? Instructions. Operating manual. Yeah, you definitely want that. That's what's going to tell you how to program it. I'm not going to tell you how to program it. It's going to tell you how to hook it up. So make sure you read that thing. Don't do what I did and throw it out and then be looking at this thing for an hour. Oh, I can't get it to work. Okay, read it. That's enough. All right, well, pull the thermostat out of the package. But now, look, a little screw that ties it together, which is on the bottom of the thermostat. Just hold it together. I already loosened it up. And that's going to take out the plate that's going to go against the wall. And again, that's your actual thermostat. So let's put this in the same spot. We're going to go mount this onto the wall here. And then the wiring, the connections are actually going to go connected to that, not this. But after that's all done, all you do is slip this in place. It's going to make contact, and we're done. All right, well, I went ahead and connected our wires here because I was really starting to freeze in here. And you can see all these connections on here. Well, there's actually 5 of them in here. Not that you would have 5. Like I said, this thermostat also does air conditioning and heat, and there's different types of settings. If you have a furnace, which means it's forced air, you could actually connect wires to thermostats such as this, and you could turn just the fan on, either on auto or on. Again, there's all different settings. But again, this is just for the heat. We only have 2 wires, which is a white wire and a red wire. And you can see how they are labeled. Like the Y would mean yellow, and the red R would mean red, G for green, and W for white. And that's exactly what we have going there. Got it mounted, wires sticking in on the side there. Went ahead and put our batteries in, which are definitely important. I'm just going to go and put that in. The top somehow, maybe today. And connect, and we got to tighten that screw back up on the bottom there. And there we go. It's on. I can actually hear the heat on actually right now. Again, just quickly, all these are different, so I really can't explain in great detail. This is our temperature of the room right now, so 57 degrees, yeah, it's getting cold. And you're up and down on your heat, what we want. Right now it's set at 71, and later on it'll go right back down to the temperature of the room itself, and the time's flashing, because it all has to be programmed. And that's when you're going to start reading those books that I told you. Read them, because without those books, I have no idea how to program this thing. All I care is that it's back on and I have heat. Anyway, I'm Dominic from AskMeDIY.com. Thanks for watching.